Yo guys, Spider-Bot here. Welcome to day number 3 of our Zombies Marathon. Going back to Noctur, we've done Zombies Verrückt, and now we have Numa. The first time we've seen our 4 characters, Richthofen and Dempsey Takio, and of course, our favorite Russian, Nikolai. And I gotta be honest with you here. We're gonna hear him say something. You gonna say something? No? I've got to be honest here, I didn't really run a whole lot on Numa, especially on solo. Didn't play this map too much. I mean, we did some co-op, 4-player stuff way back in the day, and we've done some somewhat recently, I think. We did some Numa, but not really a whole lot solo, so I'm going to see what's up. I know a lot of people do a lot of high round runs here on Shino. With the Wonderwaff. Ah, shit. I didn't want to kill that guy. Yeah, the first time we're going to see the Wonderwaff. The Wonderwaff's in this map. Yes! Yes! When do monkey bombs... were monkey bombs in Doris? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of sometimes, you know? Anyways. I know there's some easy strategies here on Shino, and we'll probably use them. I mean, why not, right? So what is going to be my topic of conversation this time around? We've had the story of Spider-Wife nearly dying. That was on Noctur. And then we talked a little bit about the PS4 yesterday on Zombies Verrückt. Talked about the presentation they had last week. So this time around, I think I want to talk about some of my jobs, some of the jobs that I've held way back, going back to my first job when I was a teenager in high school. Actually, I don't even know if, I wasn't even in high school yet. And then going to a couple of the jobs that I've held coming out of university. Why the hell not? We'll talk about them a little bit, right? Why not? Let's try and knife these zombies first. So, yeah, my first job, I think I had when I was 15. I don't know if I was actually technically employable or not. Legally in Canada, I think so. I think we're all right. Oh, nice. Good max ammo. Look at this zombie. He thinks he's holding a gun. Huh? You holding a gun there, zombie? Let's try and get some points built up here. So yeah, my first job, I lived in this small town, and there was this huge storm. It was like high winds, like crazy winds, and it blew down a lot of trees, a lot of branches off of trees, etc. Did some damage, house damage, vehicle damage, etc. So there's a big cleanup afterwards in the weeks after. A lot of the stuff had to be cleaned up out of people's yards, etc. So there were a bunch of companies that came in and were doing this, a bunch of landscaping companies. I guess, which way do we move here? Yeah, we'll move this way. 1,000 here. And is that it? I think that is it. And we can get the Thompson. The Thompson! My favorite gun! Yes! So yeah, anyways, a bunch of landscaping companies came in and were cleaning this stuff up, and they were working by a friend of mine's, his house, and they said if, did he want a job? And he's like, okay, well that's cool, but only if a friend of mine can come work with you guys as well. So he got me in, and so I'm 15, he's 15, and we're working for this landscaping company cleaning up this this big mess in our little town. And my first paycheck I ever got in my entire life. I mean, I had like a paper route before. Okay, I'm not going to go back that far. I did have a little paper route that I didn't do a particularly good job with, but what the hell? I guess that was technically my first job. But I mean, this was more of a real job, I guess you could say. So we did that, and I mean, it was the summertime, so it was easy enough. I wasn't in school or whatever. And we were able to help clean up this mess. And it eventually turned into, kind of a summer job for a number of years, as well as sometimes on weekends. I mean, who doesn't need a little extra cash when you're 15, 16, 17, right? Huh? Going to high school? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I started working for this company, and we do stuff like, you know, like the cleanup was obviously just that one-time thing, but we do other stuff like, sodding, redoing people's lawns, some fencing, some lockstone, you know, walkways, and even some driveways we did. I mean, I wasn't by any means lead on any of this stuff, really, because I was, you know, too young. But I was definitely in a helping capacity on a lot of these projects. Let's try and get some more points. I'm not getting any points. You know what? I should mention, going back to Shino, the first time I played Shino was solo, and I got up to round 5, and the dogs scared the crap out of me. This is the first time I've never seen the dogs before, and when that dog round came up on, I think it was like around 5, scared me shitless, and I didn't survive. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know what to do with the dogs, and they ended up killing me. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to play this. The dogs are too hard. I mean, thinking back, it's obviously easy, but, you know, when you play for the first time, everything can be difficult when you're playing it the first time. So, anyways, going back to the landscaping job, my first paycheck that I ever got when we were doing the cleanup in my small town, I bought my first ever stereo. The first thing I ever bought with my first paycheck was a stereo. Can you believe that? Is that like a man thing to do? I don't know. It was a Kenwood stereo receiver I bought and a tape deck player. we didn't have CD players yet. And then I eventually did buy. It was a 6-pack. It was a 6-disc CD player with like a 6-disc changer, right? Like a little cartridge. I know they had the 5-disc rotary ones. No, I didn't have that. It was a 6-disc changer thing. So, and that was cool, man. I was like so happy, and I'm making like $5 an hour. I was getting paid $5 an hour at this job, and it was epic. It was like, cool. We're rolling in it, man. I bought a stereo, yeah. So I was all happy. So again, like I said, that went on for a few years in the summers, on the weekends as well. And I mean, I couldn't work all the time. It was the location of it was probably about 45 minutes from my house in order to get there. So I had to drive or get, obviously not until when I was 16 to drive, but before then, get driven to and back and take the bus. I took the bus quite often. So, but it was a good learning experience. It was a good job for someone just going into high school, like just before high school and going into high school, and got some good experience. Although my wife would say that you asked me quite often, "You used to do landscaping, you can't even do this." I'm like, I'm sorry, it's been a long time. Plus, the fact that I don't really want to do it. I apologize. I'm sorry, honey. You forgive me. You forgive me, though, right? Give her the little puppy dog eyes. No. And we'd play some of the new guys. Actually, some of the other things that this company that I was working for did. They also had a truck rental, like a moving truck rental place. So they did that, and we'd do some stuff with that. Like we'd clean out the trucks, and we'd get them. If somebody came in to get a truck, we'd bring it around, like pull it up for them and stuff like that, clean out the trucks. They also had, if you guys remember Pop Shop, I don't know if you guys know what Pop Shop is. They used to have these things, it's like, I'm trying to explain it. It's like low budget soda pop, right, or pop. And you'd get these, they'd have crates come in, like skids of packs of 12 of these bottles, these pop bottles, right? And as Pop Shop pop, you get, cola, cream soda, everything. And stores would order it, and people would buy it, and they'd bring the bottles back, etc., right? So we used to do that, and that involved quite a lot of heavy lifting. And I don't know if I mentioned this in knocked her, but when I was doing that, I ended up getting a hernia. I got a hernia on my left side that I had to go into the hospital to repair. And here's the dog round. And it was from doing some of the stuff in well, landscaping. I was working out a little bit too, so it might have been a combination of things. But regardless, yeah, I had to get surgery. It was kind of not too bad surgery, but I got to tell you, if you know anything about hernias, it's kind of a pull in your groin area, and recovery from it is a little bit painful, but it's not too bad. So I got that from that job, and some of the things that we do to some of the new guys that came in to the job, and I distinctly remember this one kid that came in after we'd been there for a few years, and it's just funny what we did to him. So we test him out, or we do little things, and we were on this one job. We were laying some sod, and we got to this point with the sod, and he was there, and we said, "Damn it!" We pulled this little trick on him, right? This little prank. I said, "Damn it! This piece of sod won't fit. It's not long enough." So we told him, "Hey, I can't remember what the hell his name was. Hey, kid," or whatever, "go to the truck and get us the sod stretcher, because we got to stretch this piece of sod. It's not long enough to fit in this spot. So go get the sod stretcher, and while you're at it, see if you can dig up the left-handed rake." Oh, yeah. Anyways, it's kind of funny. So he went back to the truck. He was looking around in the back of the truck and the front of the truck, and I mean, he came back. I don't know. It had to have been about 10 minutes later or so. And I'm just looking for another zombie here. I don't know what I want to open up first. I guess it doesn't really matter, because the perks are kind of random, aren't they? So yeah, 10 minutes later, he comes back, and he's like, calls us out, right? He's like, "There's no such thing as a sod stretcher. Here's your left-handed rake." It's a regular rake, right? I mean, there's no such thing as a left-handed rake. It's a stick with a freaking, a thing on the end. There's no. Let's go out here. What the fuck? We'll go to the doctor's quarters. Oh yeah, and that's the thing too, eh? Zombies spawn when you open up these doors. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. And we used to pull that shit all the time on guys, the new guys especially. All right, what do we got? Ooh, nice jug. Thank you. What are we gonna run with? I guess we need the Wonder Waff to run to some high rounds, right? All right, let's go open up some more shit. We'll get everything opened up. I don't even know which is the good spot to run here. I think I've done some solo stuff where I just ran. I think in this area. Yeah, I just ran in this area, but whatever. We'll see what happens. So that was my high school job for a while. Another job that I ended up getting, and you had to go in for this this test to do it, and they had a tax center near where I lived for your, when you do your taxes every year. This Canadian tax center office location, and they had these tests that they'd go, because they were hiring a bunch of people, and I had to go in and write this test, and I ended up doing not too bad, and I got called in for a job there. And it was basically, it was like a seasonal thing in Canada. When you do your taxes, you do it in. May as well grab double tap too, right? You do your taxes in and have them in by the end of April. So in around April, this job starts, and it usually goes until, I don't know, for a couple months. Anyways, and you end up reviewing people's personal tax forms. So you go through, there's this huge book that you got to go through, and every field has rules that you look at, and you assess people's taxes, and if stuff looks fishy, then you got to kind of send it up to somebody else to look at. But it paid very well. I mean, I was making $5 per hour at this landscaping company, and oops. And you know, I think it ended up going up to like $7 an hour before I left. But this other place, you know, the tax center was like, it was like, do I have enough ammo? I gotta buy some ammo, don't I? The tax center was nearly double that, so I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that's where I'm gonna go work. Although again, it was just a seasonal thing for a couple months. It wasn't. I guess I can kill that guy, huh?